Hey there, welcome back, guys. Hey there, wait, I feel like I just got back. Anyway, hey there, welcome back, guys. This video is going to be for one of our viewers who had trouble with the GEPRC, just like me. It seems like it's the GEPRC. They all look the same, but each one operates differently. So without any further ado, let's get started. Let's just see. I need to make sure we get your name right and we don't butcher it. Yeah, so you'll find the source for the files inside GitHub, and it should work. But before we begin, let's go here. I'm just going to go into YouTube, and thanks for joining the channel, and to all you new guys out there. Now we're going to Brian Corrado commented, I feel like I get to the finish line with this video, and at the end I still can't get my drone flying. I get all the flag removed from betaflight and get a consistent beeping and red light flashing. So the red light flashing could be that you haven't bound a thing yet. Like, it will flash if it's not bound, and if this is your first FPV and not your first race, you are short across the finish line. I'm not sure if it's your first one or not, so there's a part, I'm not sure if I skipped it or not, but you have to bind your drone. Actually, that's not the drone. This is the drone, the GEPRC 20. So if it's your first time buying it, don't forget to bind it. And anyone else watching this video, it's not like you just put battery in and turn on the remote and you're good to go, like you would with any toy you get during Christmas time or any other holiday or birthday or celebration or whatever it is out there. Hopefully I covered everyone and you don't feel left out that maybe you didn't get it for your birthday, maybe you got it for whatever. Anyway, so point is, you got this drone, and there's more to it than just plugging it in and playing it. But on that note, so what you might want to do is check the settings, right? So I'm going to show you the settings that we have here in my computer. So just come on in, have a look. So we're going to plug in. First, we want to make sure that we quit betaflight. Hopefully this will work, since we have the other drone connected to it. After this, I have to go live for I'm actually working on a troubleshooting video with Beta FPV, but apparently they got it all wrong. Everything was going fine in the beginning. Anyway, if you want to see that video, it'll be up in the live section. It's a bummer, because now they think I have the Pavo Pico and not the Pavo 20. It's a long story, but anyway, I'm going to plug it into my computer, and then hopefully I will show you these rates if it loads. If not, I'll have to plug that thingy out. I'm not sure. I've never plugged into drones at the same time, and see if betaflight gets confused. Oh, nice. It tells you which chip it is. Okay, so I believe it's definitely not a betaflight drone, so it would be the STM. I presume it's this one, and we'll know it's this one when we plug in the battery. So we're going to plug in the battery first, and see what happens, to see if we get a response from the from here. I believe you might have to turn on the controller. Right, that's the beeping that's on. Like, this is, it's by default, and it might be by default. For me, I have it set that way by default. So now I'm just going to go into modes, and yep, this is it. All right, so you see luck, and I can shut it off. I could shut it off. I should be able to shut it off. It's set to the right one. You know what? Let's change the range. And I'm going to change the range. Save it. Voila. And now, because if you're in the wrong range, see, it won't work. So you want to be in the right range. And if our arm is there, and the arm just works anyway. And then, actually, arm should be That's angle and whichever mode. So for arm, I'm going to put aux1, okay, and change the other ones to aux2, if that makes any sense. Hold on. Oh, no, that's right, because, never mind. So these are the modes to just change from angle to whichever, mode that's in. I just want to change it so that this, right, is there, and then that is there. As you can see, we had a glitch with the other one, right, and then put this one here. See? And then the other one takes the other mode, the other port. All right, so then these are the only ones I have, though. I have angle, horizon, and beeper, okay? And then now, I'm just going to save again. And then that's it. And then you want to make sure that your receiver, right, is an S-bus. Make sure that's S-bus. PID tuning, that's another video. That's actually, we're grateful to FPV Unknown, who actually shared the indoor rates, because anyone who's gotten this out of the box and it's their first time probably will end up returning it or selling it because they just can't fly in the modes. But if you stick around and you watch the video about the rates, you're fine. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Configuration, all that stays the same. Nothing's changed. But remember, I'm going to put this up in GitHub. Here you have UART1, okay? And then here you have UART2. And then for setup, that pretty much stays the same. Now to see if it works, we'll show you it working, and then this will be the working version in GitHub. If it's not working, we're going to do another live video, and you'll see it, me download it, and it working. So if it's not, then it's something, and then there could be something else, apparently, according to, whatchamacallit, it's from another source, from another drone company, suggested what you should do with your goggles. Well, in my case, my goggles are now set for a different drone, so I have to, but it'll be good for you to know. If you get a throttle stick error, you want to calibrate the remote controller. I'll show you how to do that in a second. I turn that on. This on once it beeps. So we're going to go into beta FPV. Not beta FPV, sorry. Hold on one second. We're going to go into another application that allows us to see what we see in the computer. Okay, 1 second. Wait for it. It's coming. I hope, before all this overheats. Maybe it's in the other window. It's going to turn that monitor thingy on. Come on. Ah, there we go. It's in that window. All right. All right, so I'm just going to make this bigger. Okay. And then I'm going to go into DJI Fly. Oops, that's DJI Mimo. DJI Fly. So we should see everything in the goggles. Interesting. You know why we don't see everything in the goggles? Because the goggles aren't connected to the telephone. That's here. And this one should go right there. Okay. Great. All right, so then what you want to do is, here we go. Go fly. See how everything's in there, bad RX, etc. Don't worry about that because it should still work. Why? Let's see. See horizon, angle, acro. We wanted it to be an angle. Angle is really good for flying indoors. But what I want to show you is, you want to go here, go into settings, and then you go into control. See protocol, I would set to standard on mine because I'm actually working on another video. You want to set that to S-bus, okay? And then once it's set to S-bus, we'll close that out, and then what you want to do is go to settings again, click on control, remote controller, and then you see over there, top right hand side, RC calibration. And what you want to do is press start and then calibrate it. And then after you do all that, shut it off. We're going to shut this off. And then we're going to shut this off, and then we're going to plug this thing out. Okay, and then we're going to plug it back in. 1 second, plugging it out. Okay, and plus I don't need to have it connected because I'm just going to see if this baby can fly, sort of. Don't attempt to do this at home. Let me think. Oh, I have to make sure it's in angle mode. We're just going to rise it up a little bit. And you'll see though, no errors, everything works. You might get a bad RX, but that's okay, we can fix that too. And then turn on the goggles. Usually you want to have the goggles on first and this on first so that you're buying time before the unit overheats. Because once it overheats, you know, your video is, or your flight time is sort of down the drain. Oh, there we go. We got a ding. Okay, see? So we got for some reason we got a bad RX loss, which is really weird. Interesting. We are in S-Bus. We are there. Let's go to, you know what? Maybe, whoops, let's go to transmission. And then go into, whoops, sorry, settings, control. We'll change the protocol to standard. And then now, oh, there we go. So standard seems to be working. All right. Why? I don't know. Because I've always had it in S-Bus. All right. So now that you have it in standard, right? Let's see if we go, push it down like you push this down, right? And you see how it threw off that thing because it was like in mode, whatever, launch mode or whatever it's called. So now you see battery full. You want to see that aircraft overheating before it overheats. Wait. Might have to just reboot it because we changed all the settings there. Give it a little bit. That's the only downside about the O3 air units is that they overheat. So now we're just going to plug it in again. Let it sync. Okay. Ah, see it's beeping. That's a good sign. We didn't hear any beeps before. And then wait for it. It'll go beep beep. And as long as I can control the beep from here and shut it off and turn it on again. Oh, there we go. Battery full. See no errors. Aircraft overheating. Aircraft is going to shut off. Ah, there we go. All right. Now we just got to let it cool down. I'm a little nervous because it's such a tight spot. Let it cool off. Did I do it? Did I do it? What? Oh, he just parked right next to his friend. All right, so let's try that again. All right, throttle has to be down, back button, and then now. Here we go. What's the throttle? Oh, I don't have the, oh yeah, the temperature is 101 degrees. Once it reaches 168, it's pretty much shot. A little nervous. Did I do it? Oops. Okay. So it flies. It works. Let's try that again. Okay. So we have their stats. Let's see. See, it's still working. The only thing I'm not crazy about is that flip button's not. I think I have to set that. Okay. because you see oh, and actually that works. And what happens is when I press that flip over after crash button, that OSD screen with all the metrics on there is supposed to disappear. But we can fix that. That's not a problem. I think it's just, and we will get you past the finish line. Not just to the finish line. You want to be able to cross the finish line. Okay, so we're just going to plug this in. Okay. All right. I just used the mouse, right? Okay, we're just going to move this over here into that window. And then we're going to bring our mouse back. Modes. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I don't have the flip over after crash. No wonder why. Okay, so it's not there. So I want to click here, right? And then I'm going to add range. And then before I add I don't know where the range is. And you see how it comes in handy? You'll see how it comes in handy because that screen will just disappear. But in order to get it to work, I have to plug it in, right? It'll go beep beep. Here we are. Magic. Okay, so now we have that. You got to be quick though, because flip over after crash. I believe it's 4. If I'm right, I'm not sure. Nope, 4 is arm. Nope. Oh wow, interesting. 4 and 2 are the same, on the same one. Okay. Maybe it's 5. Nope. We have 1, 2. Ah, let's try 3. Nope, not 3. Let's try 6. Actually, no, I'm gonna. Which one was it? We try 5. Nope. 3. Huh, interesting. 6. It's connected. Let's try auto. Interesting. But we don't want auto. We want to designate a key. And we have 1, 2, 3. No. Let's try 4. Ah, there we go. 4. I don't know why it didn't work before. But we'll see it. Remember, we'll see it work. And you want to keep that range. You press it so that it works in that range. And then we have arm. Not arm. Oh, this one's arm. So arm is this button. Well, you set it to what you want, but I'm setting it to there. So I'm going to set from there, from 1,000. So we just have a nice range to where it goes, to 2,000. Okay? And then we'll click save. Now we'll disconnect it. And then we're going to take the battery out. Put it in again. Before we do that, well, let's take the battery out, because remember, you don't have a lot of time. I wish they just put some sort of heat sink on here where you could just have as much time as you need, and it doesn't start to overheat until you start using it. That's how it should be. I wish. In the perfect world. Wait a little bit, maybe blow on it like it's your raviolis or your chili or your spaghetti or whatever your favorite dish is that's cooked and tastes better when it's cool. Except don't eat the drone. All right, so, and don't spend all your money on your drones, otherwise you won't have anything to eat. All right, so let's see. Ah, there's that beep, which is fine, but it won't shut off until. And this is some people like the beep, some people don't. For me, I use the beep because I crash a lot because I'm still in that beginner phase, and I'm like, where's my drone? All right, see, that worked. Okay, so you see the flip over after crash, that just should disappear. See, it disappeared with that back button, and then now. This is my mode. See, acro, horizon, angle. Okay, and then now, if all goes well, it should launch. Do not try this at home, unless you're like one of those experienced FPV guys. All right, and double check before you take off that you're in angle or whatever mode it is that you're comfortable in, because if you're in the wrong mode, you can do damage to your home, people around you, or just your stuff. You know, this stuff ain't cheap. Okay. Rise. All right, here we go. Whoa, nervous. Whoa. All right. Not bad though. I'm getting there. You should have seen me in the beginning. I could never do that. And you're thinking like, wow, it's luck. Not really luck. Let's try it again. Luck, and I mean in the sense that I got the drone to start. Because sometimes it's luck when you're troubleshooting these things. Make sure your throttle stick is down. Okay. And then now we're going to go make sure I'm in the right mode. And then again, it should work. It should fire up. And you see, look, if I do this, the back button, that disappears. Now I can go up. I think the unit's overheating. There we go. See? Voila. There should be core temperature is 106, so that's pretty good. You want to add the core temperature because then you know how much time you have, and depending on where you're flying, whether you have to turn back or if the drone's going to fall, you have to calculate, okay, so if I'm here, it's 106, 104, let's say 168, and it's going to drop, you got to make sure you can go get it, or you just start flying it back as fast as you can, because sometimes you might have enough battery, and then there's just not enough, the unit just will overheat. All right, let's see if I can. Whoa, whoops. Anyway, yeah, don't try to catch a flying drone. All right, so it works. And now crash. Well, sometimes when you crash, you know, things break and become loose and you get an error. Thankfully, I got no error. It says run away. Hopefully the back button will work. Push down, right? And then the crash flip goes away. So you want to put the throttle stick all the way down, and then somehow it gives you access to the crash flip button, which should work, but we'll save that for another video. All right, so now we go up. See, and it just starts up, restarts again, starts up. And so we know these settings work. So these settings are going to be in GitHub. So you should be able to download and just flash the drive if you're curious about how to flash your firmware. What you're going to do is you go into the betaflight configurator. We're going to connect it. It should connect to that drone, and then you're going to go to CLI. And you're gonna, after you copied everything, so if you ever copied a Microsoft Word document, etc., you press, oh, actually I need to dump the file anyway. Dump, because we know that this is working. So while that's doing that, there's something I need to do. Oh, take the battery out. So we just don't want it overheating. All right, you see, so you have all that OSD error, everything worked. This is gonna blank out, meaning the screen in this one. You probably didn't see what I was looking at, that one. See, we shut that off. All right, so now it's there. So now what we can do is we're going to save to file. Okay, save to file. Let's call this, we're going to name this file after you. We're going to call it Brian. I'll call it Operation Brian because we have to get Brian past the finish line. Okay, Brian, we'll call it OPE, Operation Brian. All right, just like FPV's got his own thing up in there, because thanks to FPV, that's why this drone was able to be flown like that inside. So you got to check out the FPV unknown rates, because out of the box, it's not going to do that. All right, so on that note, we're going to save it to the desktop. Save. So now you can close out. Well, actually, no, don't close this out. I'm going to put this in another window. Actually, I can't. Can I? I'm not sure. I might have to just shrink all this, because every application has a dedicated window, and I don't want to lose the recording. All right, so we have that. So now I'm just going to move this to the side a little bit, and we should have, see, there's Operation Brian on the desktop. All right, so now you're just going to put your cursor in like that, just so it's flashing. You want to see your cursor flashing. And then we're going to go into edit. Oh, sorry, we're going to put, after you put the cursor, then you go select all. Okay, and then we go to edit again and go to copy. I just said that I'm doing it this way because not everyone knows the command keys. If you do, just, you know how to work that magic. So we go to copy, right? So now we're going to close it, okay? And then we're going to go into, edit, and then paste it back in, okay? And then we're going to, after paste back in, you just press enter. And now it's going to put all these settings back on. So for me, it's putting it back on. For you, it's going to like forget whatever the fuck you had on there, that what's making your drone not work, and just make it work. And you'll see, because now I'm pushing it back on again. But before you just check the files, make sure that they compare between the images in the mode section, and make sure S-Bus is there, and make sure that you also copied and pasted the right firmware. So maybe just clear off your desktop, or just take it from the folder, whichever works. And we'll get you there. It's hard, it's tricky. These things, you'll have better luck with the GEPRC because they're more stable. The Pavo Pico, I guess everything is still beta. All right, so there we go. All right, so we have that. Let's go into ports. Everything stayed the same, which is a little weird. Really weird. That's strange. Lie. I think I took the firmware from here. All right, so I have to disconnect this. Actually, no, I don't have to disconnect this. Let's see. We'll take it from here. Nope, we'll take it from here. All right. You want to make sure the right firmware is correct. I can tell it's the wrong firmware that we flashed. But I wonder if it would work. We don't want to do that because that firmware is messed up. We're actually working with beta FPV. To get it up and running. All right, you want to make sure it's connected, and if you have more than one unit, I'll show you how you can tell which one is the CLI dump for which. So we got to take out Operation Brian again, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to the desktop, right here. I'm just copying the name, and then I'm going to delete that. See, it's right there, and it's in my trash. Okay, and then we're just gonna go here, empty trash. All right, and then now you'll see when I load the CLI to the next one what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna disconnect. All right, so you see right here, and the STM is that drone, and then you have the other one for anything that's 405. I'm gonna shut. No. 405 is a Betaflight drone. So now I go here, go to connect, and you'll see because the UARTs, there are only 3 ports in there in this thing, whereas the other one has 6. All right. So look, if I go to ports, see, just 3. You have the USB, you have the UART, and UART2. Okay. So now we know that this is the correct one. Now we're just going to go into the CLI. And then we're going to go to dump all. Okay. That's why I was saying just check, make sure your everything is correct. And as you can see, it wasn't. All right, so we're going to save to file, and we're going to call this Operation Brian. Remember, we threw the other one out. It's clear. This is the only one that'll be pushed to the desktop. Okay, so that's saved, right? And just to be on the safe side, so we don't screw anything up, it's lights out. All right. So I'll plug that back in a second. All right. So now that we did that, now what you're going to do? Now we have only one drone connected. We're going to disconnect, and you'll see when I can I disconnect the STM. You'll see for your what is it called? Your GEPRC. Okay. So once you see that, you click connect. If it lets you, sometimes I use so it'll just auto connect. And then we're going to go to the modes, ports. See, there are just 3 in there. And let's say if I shut that off, and then receiver, put that in CS, whatever, motors, put that in whatever, let's leave that like that, right? So now, presets, was it? Configuration, receiver. Oh, it didn't save because I forgot to save and reboot. We'll save that, right? Now we're fucking it up. And then we're connecting again. Ports, forgot to shut the ports off. Shut that off, shut that off. Because let's say, oh, I don't know what the settings are. And you're just like leaving it like whatever, right? And then now we'll go to ports. See, that's off. And receiver, see? Receiver. Yeah, so receiver is set to PWM, and that got booted off. Okay, it's weird though because the other one's not there, but that's okay. We'll get it back. And what we can do is we can just disconnect and then connect it again. See what happens. See what we got for a receiver. Interesting how that changed, but that's okay. Now what we're gonna that's really screwy. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the CLI. Right, but that'll fix everything as long as we go to Operation Brian. Okay, I'm gonna go here, Command All, copy. Okay, and then if I paste it in, press Enter, and then if all goes well, new settings should be there. And I probably will just have to change the receiver, but the ports will be set to the way they were or way they should be, and the drone should work fresh, like, you know, with these settings. This is sort of the white glove treatment, but you got to make sure you just go in there and play with it, and just so you can understand it better, because you know you can't keep flashing your drive all the time and not knowing, you know, and just to have a grasp of like, okay, this does that, that does this, because one day this might not work, or you might be in the middle of nowhere and all you have is your computer and there's no internet and you need to reflash the drive. It's okay, we'll just click save, type save, sorry, and then you won't know what to do because all you did, you just got into the habit of see that save of just flashing. I'll just flash it. I'll just use Operation Brian, and then you just get used to that, and then you don't know how to fix it. See, S-Bus is back again. So you saw how I was screwing it up and it just sort of like booted out the S-Bus, just basically deleted it. And then I couldn't find it again. So stuff like that, you know, you would not know unless either you watch this video or you troubleshoot your drone for hours and days and you just know what to look for. So like I said, this is great, this will get you running, but experiment with it, and the zip file will always be up there. But keep it in a safe place, and as long as that file is zipped on your computer, no matter how many times you fuck it up, it's always going to be true to the, you know, the original. So it's beeping. Oh, so you know, in that sense, experiment with it, because that's the only way you learn. You break it, fix it, break it, fix it. But you'll see as you don't even have to break it. The shit just will like you saw, will become corrupt, and then you'll be like, what do I do? All right, so enough of that. All right, so now I'm going to plug the battery in, and it should work. Okay, let's see. We should hear beeps. There go the beeps. It should shut off. Oh, I haven't heard. It's still flashing. It should go beep beep, hopefully, because remember, the battery's dying. Oh, there we go. Beep shut off. Let's bring this into the other window. Battery low. Please don't die out on me. Operation Brian. All right, here we go. Armed. Oops. $13 volts. The battery's drained. Bummer. There's not enough power. There's not enough power. It says land. I see land now. The battery's dying, but I'll get it up and running with another one, just for the sake of Brian. Actually, you know what? Because thankfully, I have another battery. Just want to make sure the milliamps are not higher than what I'm using or what I need. Because the last thing you want to do is blow it out. I don't think you can, but I'm just making sure that I'm using the GEPRC battery. Okay, let's blow it out. Just, you know, I don't know what that does. I don't even know if that does anything. But it was a breath of cool air, refreshness. Always keep that freshness locked in. All right, so nope, there's that. Well, oh wow, I could tell it's like got a stronger heart rate. Like it's got a new heart. Before it was like beep, 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 beep. But I was like, oh no. So remember, this is all happening. Ah, there we go. All right, bad RX, which is fine. We just flip this down and then back button, and there you go. All right, so just give me a second. I need to grab my bearings because, like I said, I will get your drone up and running, but don't count on me for flying lessons. All right, let's see. I'll move back a little bit. Temperature 108, which is fine. Remember, when it reaches 168, it's over. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can land it. I should be able to land it. Whoops. To some extent, yeah, it landed. Let's see if I can bring it over there. All right, where am I? Ah, I lost the connection. Damn. All right, let me bring it back. I'll bring it back. Don't worry about it. Nice. There we are. Okay. Hope don't step on your drone, otherwise you'll be needing other repairs for that. That'll be another video. Because I think in one video I took this thing apart. All right, so let's see. Nice, see that? All right, so now, and auto record, which is great. Now we got nice. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Where'd it go? Oh, I couldn't see it. Anyway, that's it. You saw it working. No camera tricks. I like that though. There was something in the firmware, I can't remember what I put in, that allowed it so that Beta FPV shared those rates so that when you hit something, right, it just won't go crazy bonkers flying. You saw that, how it tapped something and it didn't. Sometimes it, by default, if you don't set the configurations right, it'll tap something and it'll go poof, and then go and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? But it doesn't do that. You notice that, and that's thanks to FPV Unknown, who's one of our viewers who shared those rates. And so you want to make sure that's in there. But I'll leave it in the notes what exactly that was, because you probably want to apply that to your other drones too. And it's really cool. Or maybe FPV, who watches all our videos, which is amazing, will always leave a comment in there, and his comments are pretty, you know, what's the right word? Are resourceful, okay, and beneficial to the community on this channel. All right, so then on that note, anyway, I hope this video helped you, and you're better able to understand how to get your GEPRC, which 20, I believe, up and running. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like, and if this helped you, to just subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.